A state full of natural, cultural, and economical richnesses, in addition to a fraternal and friendly people. This is Pernambuco. Located in northeast Brazil, the state has a privileged geographical location. With 2 international airports, it became the entrance door to the tourist flow, and it is responsible for the distribution of cargoes to countries of all continents. Not by chance, Pernambuco is the state with the largest growing rate in northeast Brazil. In addition, Pernambuco is one of the largest consumer markets of the region and ranks first in the wage payment classification. Its coastal region, with about 200 kilometers of beaches, concentrates innumerable natural beauties and richnesses and offers a series of opportunities. And it is making use of this potential that the industrial port complex of Suape was installed. Now considered the great boosting device of the Pernambuco economy, with already more than 90 companies under operation, generating more than 8,800 direct employments. In 2007, Suape was considered the best public port of Brazil, with deep waters and strategically located in relation to the main sea navigation routes. It is connected to more than 160 ports in all continents. With an area of 13,500 hectares, it owns a terrestrial infrastructure with more than 40 kilometers of highways and 32 kilometers of railways of its own. In addition, it counts with the supply of natural gas, electrical energy, and non-treated and treated water. But this is not all. Large infrastructure works have been built to attend the new enterprises that are arriving. There are more than 1 billion reais being invested in the building of new piers, dragging work, and the construction of railways and highways, improving more and more the operational conditions of the complex. All this offers the ideal conditions to the installation of the structuring projects which will provide progress and employment generation, and they are not new. The Abreu e Lima oil refinery, with a budget of more than $10 billion, shall enter into operation in the first semester of 2011 with the capacity to daily process 230,000 barrels of oil, being the only one in the country designed to process crude oil. During its operation, 1,500 direct employments will be generated. In addition to producing coke, naphtha, oil-derived gas, and gas oil, the refinery will attend most of the diesel oil demand of Northeast region. The South Atlantic shipyard, the result of $780 million of investment, will generate 5,000 direct and 25,000 indirect employments. It will be the largest and most modern of the Southern Hemisphere, with the capacity to produce any type of vessel or offshore platform. It will be able to process 160,000 tons of steel a year, equivalent to building 8 Suezmax vessels. With investments of more than almost $2 billion, the petrochemical complex of Suape will generate 1,800 direct employments. The works of the PTA and polyester threads production units will boost the Northeast textile industry. The inauguration of the largest PET resin plant of the world, belonging to the Italian company Mossi and Ghisolfi, has made possible the establishment of the plastic preformed PET complex. Many other companies are still arriving at Suape. Only between 2007 and 2009, one could witness the construction of more than 33 companies of several industrial segments, including mechanical, metal, food, grains, logistics, thermoelectricity, aeolian energy, all of them adding more than $1 billion of investment and generating 4,600 direct employments. In addition to all these companies, 25 others are in their negotiation stage, and among them we point out vehicles assembly, tires, car parts, paints, ores, and cellulose units. All in all, these companies will be able to invest more than $10 billion and generate almost 9,000 employments. And all these growth irrigated by an environmental and social sustainability policy. 45% of Suape's area is considered as environmental preservation area. There are more than 600 hectares of fully preserved mangrove, and to increase more and more its green area, it owns a forest arboretum with the capacity to annually produce 400,000 Atlantic forest seedlings. In order to engage the employees from Pernambuco in the several productive chains, a large training program is being developed through partnerships involving Suape, the 5 municipal districts of the strategic territory, the Federation of the Industries, Petrobras, and the South Atlantic Shipyard. The discovery of a huge oil reserve in the pre-salt region of Brazil will boost the economy of the country. Situated between the states of Espírito Santo and Santa Catarina, the reserve is 800 kilometers long, 200 kilometers wide, and its depth varies between 5 and 6,000 meters below the sea bottom. The estimation indicates the discovery of 100 billion barrels of oil, equivalent to one of the largest reserves in the world, putting our country among the 10 largest oil producers. In order to have an idea of how grandiose is the discovery, it is equivalent to 7 times Petrobras oil and natural gas actual reserves in the country. As one can see, every day Brazil is discovering more oil and gas, new vessels, platforms, pipelines, refineries, and petrochemical plants will be necessary, which shall be built in our country. As you can see, the entire world looks at Brazil. Brazil is one of the countries that offers more investment opportunities, a country with a more and more solid economy and that lives a moment of real growth. Pernambuco is the state with the largest growth rate in northeast Brazil and one of those with one of the highest rates in Brazil. And it is into this context that the industrial and port complex of Suape, with its privileged location and complete infrastructure, presents itself as a large complex capable to provide equipment and services to the oil, gas, offshore, and ship industries. A deep water sport with areas available to any kind of enterprise, a large labor training program, and an efficient research and development program allied to a distinguishing fiscal incentives policy. At the state level, 75% reduction in the ICMS, tax on goods circulation and services, and at the federal level, up to 75% of a reduction in the income tax. In addition to all this, guaranteed financing by federal banks, BNDES and BNB, and a large incentive project of insertion in the global economy. In order to your company to be able to increase more and more its activities and increase its productive capacity, it has to know the strength of the state of Pernambuco and the entire potential of the industrial and port complex of Suape.